Shall I do the honours?
Yes.
We're going to say hello.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to 2025. I am just going to pour Aisha and I some Magique Marmite tea from France. When I was there, I got this. There was this lovely little tea shop, and they had a selection of teas with witchy faces on them, and this one was called Magique Marmite.
I wonder what Marmite means in that, because I
Don't
was
know,
expecting
but
it to taste a bit.
peach and raspberry.
It smelled delicious.
Where did you go in France?
Now you're going to ask me and I'm going to not know.
Oh.
Names just go.
Was it that retreat that you went on?
It was, to fix the farmhouse for the retreat.
Yeah.
Oh, was it at Nicola's?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't remember
It's
either.
the south of France,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember. Anyway, it was lovely. And I got the tea there, so we're having some lovely tea tonight. Well, our first catch up,
2025.
and it's literally mid-January.
Yeah.
Where has
Crackers.
that gone already?
Mid-January, so I hope you've got your cuppa. We're doing a tea tonight.
I've got
Ruby's got
decaf
decaf tea.
with oat milk. Because I went
It
to the
is nice.
dentist today, so my throat's a bit sore, so I didn't want
how
herbally
you
tea.
feeling?
I'm all right, but I think he's cut my gum a bit, so it feels a bit sore. Yeah, but I'm all right.
Good. So,
So,
we sort of went, oh my goodness, we haven't done a video, we've got to get together. And it took a couple of tries to get a date, but here we are. And good to see you, good to be around the table with you again. So, we're getting together tonight to plan 2025. What else have we got planned?
I don't know. Do you know, my mind's just not been here.
There's
It's
a
like
lot on.
it's like we had such a lovely Christmas break because Tom was off work. Oh, it was in a bubble. It was we were staying up till 2:45, 4 o'clock in the morning, and not getting up till 11. But I work really good at night. Like I switch on after 5.
Yeah.
My head goes ping, and at first I felt bad for doing it like that, and I thought, hang on, this is working. And now he's gone back to work, and you've got to go to bed earlier and get up early, and it's rubbish. So I don't feel like I don't even know what's
You're
going
getting
on.
the maximum out of your day. I know I also work quite well late at night.
yeah.
Often 2, 3 in the morning. I'm like, ting, 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 ting. That's the hour. The ideas are downloading and pop up, and I know, that needs to go there. That needs, and all these plans are falling into place.
Yeah.
But because it's not a respectable hour, you're supposed to be in bed. When I was single, I'd be just up cleaning the house, doing whatever I wanted to do.
Same.
Yeah.
Now I'm sort of lying still, not to disturb Paul next to me, and then thinking, I hope I remember all of this,
Yeah.
which I never do.
No, I don't.
Yeah. But for me, I think I came into the shop, and all the Christmas decks were up and that, and I thought, right, well, I'm going to do this slowly. I have been better at that. I've been much better at taking my time with things and doing things slowly. So I only really got the Christmas decks completely down and sorted yesterday, which is really late.
And
for
me. I did as well at home. I just backed him yesterday. I kept looking at him thinking, I'll get round to him soon. And isn't that funny?
I kept it so basic that it took no time at all. Just like one little Christmas tree, and that's it. But I was away, so we did pack away the Christmas tree that was in the place that we were. So but that's it. We got home and it was kind of bare, but that was okay. So just been really keeping it simple.
All the decks, all the green, gold and red in one box, all the blue and silver and grey in the other box. So it's all sorted for next year. The lights that match each.
Oh, aren't you good?
No, I did a good job yesterday, so I did it thoroughly. And then it was deciding, coming into the shop where everything's Christmas in the central table, what's now? And it was just like, clean slate. Let's start with a clean slate. What do I mean by a clean slate? cleansing. Let's start fresh, cleansing and that. And the first thing I got out was all the selenite and the moss, and I just thought that's where I want to be with things. And I think in the house we've done the same, cleansing.
Yeah.
Giving everything a good clean and just clearing out.
Yeah.
Feels like a reset, doesn't it? Like a big reset.
So January, what's the year? 2025. It's a 9 year. It's a year of completion. So so it is the end of a cycle, which is when you do sort of clear out for the next lot. So that makes sense.
I've seen a lot online, people saying about the decluttering, to getting rid of loads of stuff, and I think it's a thing at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to do it as well.
I've started, but slowly with that. So, slowly, but I can feel the progress.
3 bin bags of clothing out of the house and 2 boxes of stuff out, because we're redoing my little craft room, which is the spare room, which is going to be dual purpose now. We're gutting it. We've got all this furniture. We've now got extra televisions. We've got extra, and I'm sitting with 3 extra televisions in the house that I don't want in any of the rooms. I only want one.
Yeah.
And who do you give it to? Nobody wants it. I've literally put them online, big 43-inch screens, and nobody wants them.
Not even on Marketplace.
I'm giving them away. Nobody wants them.
That's weird, isn't it?
It's just bizarre.
Isn't that funny?
And furniture, I gave away a double bed and 2 pedestals, and I've got a dresser, 2 chest of drawers, and a cupboard to get rid of. You can put it online and nobody takes them.
I just got a gorgeous cupboard at the weekend off a man who's clearing out his mother-in-law's house. He said the same. He said nobody will come for furniture. Nobody wants it. And it's crazy.
Everybody's getting rid at the minute. You're seeing all the tables and the spare chairs from Christmas, like
all the emergency chairs.
So I'm looking at that and saving them, but I have no room for them at the minute.
No.
So
emergency
it will
chairs.
come.
1 in, 1 out, Aisha.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it's got to be.
I've got other spare things that I need to move out first of all. But I'm thinking of like upgrading, like new to me furniture, and like what would actually work better. So I'm starting to feel the decluttering and things, but I think I've got in the mental space for it first of all. But I am taking it slowly because I'm still like, this is winter. I need to conserve my energy, and I'm still kind of hibernating. And
but
just
it's still that dream time. To me, it's the time everyone sets 1st of January, right, let's set ourselves up to fail. Let's make some New Year's resolutions we can't possibly keep.
Yeah, because it's the wrong time.
And then by the 2nd of January, you're already in that mindset of beating yourself up by, I've already had a biscuit with my tea and I've already had this. So it's just not in sync with what we should be doing. In nature, things are still super slow, restorative, resting, nurturing. We should still be in that space, and we're not setting an intention and going for it, but dreaming what our reality looks like. It's the time. It's the dream time. It's the time to sit there with that cup of tea, gazing into the fire, thinking, "Oh, if only my life was like that." And it's not a time for activity. It's definitely a time for, sitting back and thinking, like I have with this room. What colour would I like it to be? How would I like my things displayed? Blah blah blah. So definitely not an active time at all.
I'm seeing it as like a foundational time to the planning, like starting the underwork, like what values do I want, and what would be that, I don't know, like not even the end goal, but it's like what kind of life do I want to have and things like that. So what I have done, I've got this beautiful little book that I've had for ages and it's too pretty, so I've always put off writing in it. So I'm like, do you know what? I see all these affirmations all the time and like the I am statements, and I've thought I'm going to start writing them in there, and I'm going to keep writing them. So every now and again I'm going to pick it up and read through them, and it's just something that, if it's something that resonates with me, I'm going to write it in there, and then it'll keep me. It's like a little course corrector. Hopefully, it'll just keep reminding me of like the bigger picture things that I want, or things that resonate with me, and then I'm hoping that it will help guide me as well. So it's not even going as far as setting an intention. It's just the I am statements and just building that foundation, or starting with that foundation. So
one thing I did do so every week I choose an affirmation out of the affirmation jar. I'll stick it up on the till so that every day I'm reading it, and then end of the week I put it under the till. So last year I had this clump of affirmations all under the till. And what I did was, over sort of the New Year time, was I made a big fire and I read each affirmation and put it in the fire, which was quite a nice little ritual. So it wasn't setting resolutions, it was saying the season is bountiful and beautiful, plump. And just saying all these positive things that I'd said to myself over the year, but then just reaffirming them and then releasing them. So that's nice. That felt like a nice thing to do instead of setting intentions.
Well, that's what we did with the
gratitude. Because let's face it, I would love to lose some weight. I'd love to do this. I'd love to do that. But I'm not ready to do what's necessary to achieve it, so I'm not going to even go there.
But that's not necessarily your end goal either, because why do you want to do these things? And it's that's kind of what I'm trying to look at, is like what are my like ethics and values perhaps, and then what can I do that would then line up with that, if that makes sense. So why would I want to lose weight? Well, it's so that I can go on long walks and things like that, and so it's like what do I want to do that for?
Release weight, ladies, release it.
Yes.
We're not losing anything, we're gaining strength and power and sexy figures.
Man said that, I just want to be able to tie my laces without getting a headache.
Listen, I'd love to be able to paint my toenails again
without
cutting my little toenail. I can cut all the others, but the little one I really struggle to get to it. I used to be able to put my feet behind my head.
Interesting facts.
What's that about?
Oh God.
That's crackers. Affirmations changed my life. I painted this massive canvas. This was years ago when like we were super poor. And I painted this big canvas and I put it at the end of the bed, and every morning and every night I read the affirmations out. And after a few years we moved house, took the canvas with me. It had come off the wall since then. And we was moving stuff and I was like, look, and everything apart from one thing on the list had come true. Wow. And it was just amazing. So yeah, I
you
always
got any pictures of that?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Oh, you should share that, because I would love that.
Yeah. And I realised the other day, I read it somewhere, and it said, the life that you're living now is a life that you dreamed about years ago. And I sat there thinking, oh, it is.
Yeah, it is. Exactly
but
that.
we always live in the future of the end goal or the next goal or the bigger thing or the better thing. Yeah. Actually, the life I'm living today,
you created.
10 years ago me would be like, whoa, you know, like, it's really lovely.
Yeah. And it's all started as a thought, and it's been a result of lots of little choices, because sometimes I forget that, where I'm like, oh, well, it has to be all or nothing, but forgetting that there's all those little steps along the way towards that ultimate thing. So
and when you get to that thing, that's not your thing anymore. You're ready to do the next bit, aren't you? So you already got to that thing. So because I always thought when I was younger, oh, when I get this and this, or when I do this and this, I'll be happy and I'll be sorted and that'll be it, I'll be content. And then I got to them things, and I was like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm still not, I'm happy, but I still want the other thing now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it ever ends. Like,
It was strange. I had a moment last year in the shop where I was sort of rushing around and doing stuff, and then I can't remember exactly how, but I sort of stopped and realised that I had it all. Do you know what I mean? There was that moment of it settling on me and going, oh. Because I always wanted to be more successful, more. And actually, I don't need to be. This is it. This is all I need to be.
That's
so
nice.
it was like and then you forget about it again, and you carry on with your day. But I often bring myself back to that very thankful moment that I was like, well, actually, this is your dream, and you're living it, and you want for nothing, really. You know, everyone can do with a couple more holidays and whatnot, but there's nothing I really want for. And that's something. That's really something big.
So nice to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
even those nice to haves, when you got them, it's not, stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, that's what I've been reflecting on, because a lot of words like abundance came up regularly, and it does come up, and the kids kind of laugh. It's like, abundance, Mum uses that word so much. And I was looking around the house and I'm like, I am surrounded by abundance, so perhaps a different word needs to be chosen. And I have all my abundance.
But that's exactly it. Oh, I need to bring things in, bring things towards me. You're constantly doing that. I've noticed that you are really, really good at getting stuff. How many times don't people come, oh, Aisha's thought of you, and give you stuff? I'm the same. People give me stuff all the time. And you are remarkably good at manifesting stuff.
I was going to say I'm a womble. I
Manifesting
self-identify as a womble. I'm like, I gather stuff and it's like, that is useful, I will take that. And then I've got a house full of useful stuff that
drives you mad, actually.
I will use it, and everything needs to be in a place that is useful, and if only it was all, and that is the key, having it all sorted out. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, do you know what, that is useful, but I have something better, or something that I use more, or do you know what, I'm happy to let that go and be useful in somebody else's life. So
because the thing is, it's only useful if you use it. If you're not using it, it's not useful.
It's taking up real estate in my house, and it's taking up real estate in my head as well, because it's just, because sometimes I think, oh, well, I'd like to do that, but I've got to do this, but I need to clear the decks a little bit and pass some of that abundance on.
I've got a real thing in that when my paternal grandmother died, she left me, this was when I was in my teens, a long time ago, she left me some blue Venetian glass vases. Now I believe they're pretty valuable. So all my adult life, these blue Venetian glasses are all wrapped carefully in bubble wrap. They've travelled on a container across the ocean from South Africa. They get wrapped up every time we move house. Some of them make it, some of them don't over the years. But I've got all these vases that my grandmother left me that are supposed to be valuable. I've no idea of the value. It's not something people say to me, oh, Google it and then sell it. I don't have the energy to do that. I couldn't be bothered. I'd rather give them away. But I've been moving them around since I was 15 years old.
It's crazy, isn't it, what we do?
And then because you're keeping them special, they're still wrapped.
Box. I put them up, to be fair, I did Paul put them up for me on a shelf when we moved into this house, and I cried seeing them out, and it was lovely.
Yeah.
But then we had a new kitchen put in, and they got put in a box again, and they haven't been unwrapped. And there's no space to put them.
It's daft, isn't it?
It's just crazy.
My under the stairs, if you open the cupboard, it's full.
The
it's
room of
from
requirement.
From the top to the bottom, it's full. You can't get in. I could maybe squeeze my hand down the side of the wall to put the light switch on. We moved there 4 years ago, and all that stuff came with us from the other house. The only things I've had out of that cupboard is the sun lounger for summer and the jet wash. I've not had anything else out of that cupboard. Why is it still in there? If I've not used it in 4 years,
I know.
my ironing board's in there. I've never used the ironing board for 4 years. I know, it's like, I thought the other day, because I was going to the tip, I was like, should I take the ironing board? Like, oh no, you might need it. You might need to iron. No, I don't. What do we need to iron?
I iron fabric when I'm going to sew. That's
that's the only time.
That's the only time when I sewed the inside of the viscose. I needed to sew to flatten that, and I ironed the viscose.
I've just done it on my bed.
That's the only time I've used an iron in like years.
Yeah,
when
it's mad, isn't it?
Doing fabric. Oh, remind me, I've got some little things for you.
Okay. I'll try and remember to remind you.
I think you'll use them.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. And it is that. I read a thing once about how we accumulate stuff because you've come from like a traumatic background, or you've come from poverty or something like this, and you accumulate to feel safe. And the same with weight on your body. You accumulate to feel safe, to protect yourself.
Then I don't know why I do, because we, as a family, both my parents worked, and we had more than all my friends. So why then do I accumulate? I don't like the waste. I still don't like waste.
Yeah, because
So
there is
can't-
no away. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. There's no away. It's got to go somewhere.
Yeah. I don't like just tipping something in the bin.
No.
If it's paper, I burn it. You know,
Yeah.
even paper, like, I don't even recycle it. I burn it and it goes into the compost.
I don't think you do accumulate though in the way that Aisha, well, I'm talking to you and I don't even know, but I'm guessing the way that we do, like cupboards full of stuff, boxes full of stuff,
Things just
in case.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll use that one day.
Yeah.
Oh, that might make this thing.
Yeah,
I
and
do
not want to
struggle
get
with
rid.
it.
Yeah.
I get good and then I clear, but I do struggle with it. I do think about it fairly often.
So I do sometimes.
Or like somebody's giving something away and I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't need it.
Yeah.
It's like now
Really
these
cool
3
free stuff.
televisions.
It's crackers, isn't it?
I want to have an easy fit because you can't just dump it.
No.
No.
So I'm like, do any homes need them? Do anyone need a television?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
I might see you about one of them if you find it difficult to get rid of.
I got the cupboard this weekend and Chris, my youngest son that lives with us, came downstairs. He came in the front room and he went, "Are you doing it again?" I went, "Doing what?" And he went, "Filling the house with furniture." I went, "No." And he went, you are. There's hardly any room again. He went, "You did this last time." I went and I opened a shop and sold it all. And he was just like, "Oh." And off he went. And I was like, "Oh, maybe I should stop."
It's fabric for me.
Oh,
fabric.
is it fabric?
Especially working for the place I work for, because it's just beautiful fabric.
I think I
and it's
need to
in
come
seconds.
shopping at your fabric shop
And I
and
get
start making more.
Well, my personal fabric shop at my house, which I could probably open up right now. But yeah,
That's
I
the
see
thing.
beautiful fabric and I'm like, I've got an idea for that. And then I store it because I haven't got anywhere to actually do the product, like make the curtains or the big Roman blinds that I've got planned. And then my idea changes and I see someone, I'm like, oh, that would look even better. And then, oh my God, the stuff I've got, beautiful. But then there's also stuff that I bought back in the 90s probably and the 2000s when I first bought my house. I've made these beautiful Roman blinds for my lovely bay window that I had at the time. I'm probably never going to have a bay window, but I have kept, because I did this little like soft furnishings course, and that was my project, to make a Roman blind. So my whole file was like breaking that down and everything. So it's beautiful. Can I remember how to use it? And I never picked up the file, so I can do it again.
It's mad, isn't it?
But
it's crackers.
yeah, and I haven't got windows that will use Roman blinds either. So, but it's like beautiful, like deep red, satiny fabric with like this kind of gold, like fleur-de-lis pattern, which is very 2000s. So I'll have to, if I leave it long enough,
Yeah, it'll come back
it'll
in
come
fashion.
back in fashion. It'll be retro, and then I'll sell it.
It's probably retro already.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, I know. It was
90s stuff is, 80s had the resurgent. It'll be the 90s stuff next in the 2000s.
I think it is. It was 90s in the summer,
Was
because
it?
Primark was full of 90s clothes, and I kept going in, going, I'm sure I had a dress like that, and yeah, it was weird.
But it's like,
Remember knickerbockers
years
and bubble
ago.
skirts?
Yeah.
They're going to come back in.
oh, rah-rah skirts.
Oh, I loved it.
I do love a good rah-rah skirt. But yeah, when
What's
you think
that?
about it, it's like it's like a layered frill.
So it's like one layer, then another, then another, then another.
So it's
Yeah.
not like
underneath.
underneath.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So like underneath each other, but like they're very separate layers.
Yeah, they
I
kind of
want
stick
to
out a
make-
bit.
I just got so inspired by Wicked and the clothing. on
Oh,
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I want to make more of these, but in slightly different style, and then I want to make a whole lot of skirts, but on the full circle, like where you. I've got this idea in my mind where I'm going to take the fabric and fold it, and then cut it on the round like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then somehow do a waistband. So you've got this literally full circle
Yeah.
skirt.
Oh, it's like the Bobby girl skirts. Yeah.
And then do different styles of them. Some of them ruched up with tulle
Yeah.
underneath them. I just want to make myself just different clothing.
I want all the Munchkin clothing. Oh my God, the Munchkin clothing in Wicked. I was like, look at that body, look at that. Oh my God, this. Yeah.
So do you identify as Munchkin? Then I identify as Womble. You're
No. But I could definitely wear all that stuff. Yeah.
I was really inspired by it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Clothing was amazing.
I'd actually like to go and see it again. I haven't had a chance.
I'm
Yeah.
totally up for that.
Yeah, let's go see it again.
Let's go and see it again. Yeah.
Because I think you see different things in it, seeing it
Yeah.
again. Because you were just in it, weren't you, watching the film at first, do you know what I mean? And now you know what's coming, you can like proper look around at all the other stuff.
I love the sets in the canteen. They had those like dinner trays that they're all using. I've actually got that tray.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's my tray. Maybe that's all the stuff to like get rid of all these dinner trays.
I've been watching this person on YouTube, and he goes dumpster diving in the UK behind big shops.
Oh, yeah.
Now I won't name big shops on here, but imagine big shops in the UK, home shops and stuff like
do
that.
not tell me about this.
You're not allowed to go, Aisha.
I am a bit of a skip rat. I've got to
The
say.
amount of stuff that he's found, it's actually quite disgusting that they're just throwing brand new things away that could be given to places.
I find the nurseries and garden centres that do that appalling.
Oh yeah.
So they just won't water the plants.
Oh,
so
that's
you
mad.
walk into these places, these big places, and they've just not watered the plants. They're
No.
all stood like that, and you literally go, "Can somebody just not get some water to the plants?"
Yeah.
Then they just chuck them in the,
Well,
in
they do
the
it in
skip at the back.
supermarkets as well.
Yeah.
They
they
literally
do.
just chuck those plants in the skip, and all they have to do is water them, and
Yeah.
they'll come back.
Wilco's used to be the worst for that. The amount
I've
of
had some
times
bargains from
I've gone and
Wilco's.
got water and watered them myself, and they're like, "What are you doing? You can't do that." And I'm like, "Well, you do it then."
I know.
Like, it's terrible.
It's like a waste of
Yeah.
stock and all those lovely plants, but they charge a fortune for them.
Yeah.
Charge less, they'll go,
Yeah.
and then you don't have to water
I
them.
know.
Just
And
a
it's
shop
just-
assistant water the plants.
Yeah, it's not difficult, is it?
Mm-hmm.
And there was, it showed, I will name this because I was disgusted by them, Smith's Toy Shops. When they chuck all the toys in the skips, they smash them up, they razor blade the teddies, they cut up arms off, they smash everything.
Yeah.
Even if they're not broken, they'll smash them all going in the skip so people can't take them. But imagine all the orphanages, all the children's homes,
hospitals,
hospitals, playgroups, all that kind of stuff that they could benefit from them.
Oh my gosh.
Disgusting.
Just donate it.
Well, there was some legislation because they had to stop them doing it, but like when they used to put food in, they put bleach over it so that it would stop people from taking that food.
Yeah.
They had to stop that, and then they started these like, you know, the bag schemes that people can go and like
some places use paint. So Tom's brother worked at a pizza chain, a big pizza chain. They pour paint on the pizzas so people can't use them.
It's absolutely
Disgusting.
wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
And especially like in this country where we've got food banks and stuff
I know.
like that, it's horrendous.
It is.
It's
But
crazy.
the prices they charge, it's like, well, why when you've got that much waste?
Yeah.
If that's, it's nuts. It drives
Nothing
me.
should be wasted.
It shouldn't. Not
Nothing
at all.
should be
There's
wasted.
no excuse for it, really.
And why can't they charge less? And then people can afford to buy it, and then there wouldn't be the waste, would there? Why do they have to have the prices so high? You know, over Christmas, all the supermarkets, all the veg was like 9p and 15p. And I thought, if they can do this, and they'll still be making a profit, won't they, on it? Because
My
the
problem with
profit
that is the poor
the
farmer.
farmers, what are they paying the
That
farmers?
is outrageous.
Yeah.
To pay that little
Yeah,
for your veg.
crackers,
It's
isn't it?
outrageous.
Yeah,
Because that poor farmer that grew that veg.
yeah, it's crackers.
That's,
It's terrible.
It's
Chemicals,
completely disrespectful
Yeah, it is.
to anyone who works the land.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's despicable.
Yeah, it's crackers.
Oh, really, honestly. But we've gone way off.
Yeah,
topic.
we've gone down this.
Well, it's all cleansing.
It's all about cleansing.
It's all
Getting
about
rid,
cleansing.
throwing away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
So people do obviously physical detoxes, spiritual detoxes, digital detoxes. People stop smoking.
yeah.
Paul stopped smoking. He just did it off his. He didn't even tell me for the first few days. I didn't even notice. But he only used to have about. He used to just do the little rollies, and he only used to have about 5 a day. So I didn't really notice. And then all of a sudden he said, "Do you notice something?" No. So yeah. So that's the time. This is the time of year that people are doing that. But I think that we start taking action too soon. I think we should be thinking and planning now. That's sort of the planning stage, the dreaming stage, the if onlys and the I would loves. And then February is the
Preparation.
gathering the information and that. And then March is the incubation stage, the nurturing of the seeds, the watering and the sunlight and the whatever. So yeah, it's an interesting time. And sometimes it feels a little bit stagnant because we're so used to going and slow. But I think that this year for the first time, and maybe it's because I'm now all of a sudden at the age that I am, thinking, actually, it doesn't matter if it's a bit slow.
yeah.
I think it's a collective thing. I think people have woken up to we're being forced to live in a calendar that we don't align with.
Yeah.
We're being forced to do things in the winter that we shouldn't be doing. You know, like I noticed today when I was walking out, I was like, oh, it's nearly 5 o'clock and it's still light. There was just a bit of light left. I was like, oh, it's coming, the light's coming back. But we're being made to do things that is not natural to our bodies. So I think as a collective, people have started going, no, we're not doing it. But we've still got to do it in some way because we live in this system, don't we?
But we're starting to go, oh, there's that rule, but do we have to? Like, what if? And
What if we don't?
Yeah.
What'll happen if I don't?
Yeah, exactly. And it's, that's the thing I've been thinking about. Rather than setting that massive goal, I've been setting little goals and then thinking, okay, so I've done that, so I can build on that now and taking the next step and building it up.
Yeah.
So while I've been waiting for the kettle to boil, I've been doing squats. Because I'm like, I'll use my biggest muscle group and I will just take this opportunity. And I started off, and at first, 10 squats was just like, I couldn't walk down the stairs afterwards. My knees were wrecking, and it really felt. But now I'm up to 40 squats, man. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I haven't got the, I can't see the benefits, but I can feel the benefits because my knees hurt less.
Yeah.
And I've taken some time to research and like the proper form and things like that, but I've also started doing this thing where when I squat down I like lift my arms up as well. So I'm feeling like it's getting me a little bit out of breath, and I'm thinking, do you know what, it's a little bit and it's just while my tea's brewing, but I'm doing that.
That's amazing.
So, and then some people are coming to the kitchen, I'm like, I was doing nothing.
Nothing to see.
But yeah, I'm feeling I'm doing it, and I'm like, well, go me, because I've gone from struggling with 10 to doing 40, and I could probably go, but I'm like, no, I'm going to take it in bits, I'm going to build on it. And then I've started adding in wall press-ups as well, because I don't think I could do a press-up, but I'm like, do you know what, while I'm waiting for the kettle...
Planks are very good.
Yeah.
I'm quite good at the plank.
I'm good at a plank. I can't do a press up. I can't do a squat. I pee my pants if I try to do one.
Well, that's what
it's ridiculous.
I've been trying to
combat
as well.
I would.
Like engaging my core to
your
avoid that situation.
I would.
Because I'm like, man, I need to do something about it.
And I'd probably get stuck, and then I'd be like, I can't get back up. I'm stuck down here. That just reminds me, Tom and I did Tantra the other week, and I was like, I know, I've seen this manoeuvre, it'll be really good. I said, you bend on the floor like this, like a little snail. I said, and I'll lean back over the back of you like this. I said, it'll be great for my back. He went, oh, all right, if you're sure. And I was like, yeah. So Tom's just squat down like this, all like a little snail. I'm behind him, so my bum's on his bum, leaning back like that. But my legs, instead of my legs being out, they'd gone like behind me. And then I went, I'm stuck. I'm really stuck. He went, what do you mean you're stuck? I said, I can't move, I can't get up. But you're going to have to push me off. He went, I can't move. I was going, my legs are hurting. He was like, get up. I was like, I can't. So he had to wriggle from under me and lift me up.
Coming out.
It was ridiculous. He probably was like, trying to get me off the floor. I was like, oh my God, my knees. I was like, let's just have a cup of tea. It was really bad.
Oh, bless you.
But yeah, it just showed how weak I've become. Like, I used to be really strong. When I was on my own, when I was making the kids' tea, I'd do weights, I'd do workouts. But then I kind of let it go, I suppose.
I think, I want, and every year I probably say the same, but I want to move more.
Yeah.
And I do move quite a bit anyway, because I do loads of gardening. I'm always at the housework, hoovering and whatnot. I'm packing the car for here, packing the car, unpacking the car. So I'm doing lots of general movement. I do belly dance on a Tuesday. I teach yoga on a Wednesday. But I just slowly want to move more consistently throughout the day, because I tend to do movement and then nothing.
Yeah.
And then movement and then nothing. And I think at our age, it's more about the lube in the joints and the constant movement.
The weight bearing exercise
Yeah.
as well.
That's a big one.
So I want to do more
I agree.
frequent movement.
There's
Little and often.
A show we watched, and it was, the guy was seeing where the oldest people live, and it was in Japan, and it was all these old people, over 100, as fit as anything, and he was analysing what do they do differently. Now they eat differently, they eat purple sweet potatoes, that was their main staple, but what they did do is they didn't have furniture like we do. They sit on the floors, they squat on the floor to do the housework. They sit on the floor to eat the dinner. They're always, if they're using tools, they're on the floor, bending down, using tools. And he was saying that in the Western world, we're used to sitting like this on a chair. Well, that we're not strengthening anything sitting on a chair. But if you're on the floor, you are. So I was like, let's get rid of the furniture. Tom was like, no, not again. No.
I've done that with those balance balls, though, getting those giant balls. And there was one year I had everyone round for Christmas, and I thought, I'm going to use that as my chair. Oh my God, my core afterwards, I was like, can't move. Can't laugh. Oh, fucking heck, it makes a difference. Just sitting there, not even bouncing around or like rolling around and stuff. So, yeah, it does make a difference. And I've tried those kneeling stools as well. I was like, yes, this would be great for my posture and like great for my core. Oh, it just knocked my knees. That was all it did, really. And like, felt like I was kneeling on one of those Koya mats sort of thing. And it was like fabric, but it was just, I don't know, it was poking up into my knees. I was like, I don't like this.
I got some on TikTok last year. There was these plastic shoe things that you stand on, and you stand on them and you do this. Did you see? Those. I got them as well. I used them about a week, and then I didn't do it after that.
It does work. The best, I did like quite a bit of research a while ago. The best sort of exercises we can do is just very much belly dancey type exercise. It's all sort of feminine spirals and twists and turns around the waist. So I every night have started doing clockwise 1, 2, 3, like 20. Anti-clockwise 1, 2, 3, and then forward, back, forward, back, forward, back.
You can add in some chest things as well to like work that upper part of your muscles.
And then I do a bit of a shimmy. And then there's another exercise where you're taking your legs and you're going step back, step back behind. So if that's your left and right leg, you're going 1, 2, 3, like that, and at the same time you're putting your arms up. And they say that is an overall muscle workout, raising your arms and putting your leg sort of diagonally behind you, and they say that's the best way to. So it's like a walking exercise, but
it's kind of dynamic, isn't it? Is it plyometric, where you use like opposing angles and opposing, so that goes that way, that goes that way, and it stretches you a bit further and. I know the theory, but
I've been watching Grow with Jo. Have you ever seen that? She does walking dance workouts on YouTube, and I was doing it last year, and they're fun because I am really not coordinated, so I can't copy what somebody's doing.
It called?
Grow with Jo.
Grow with Jo.
But she does it slow, and you can see on the corner of the screen she does it like before it's going to be the next move, so you can keep up with it, and it's like dancing and walking and moving, and she'll do a fast bit and then she'll do a slow bit, and she always says tailor it to yourself. So she does jumping. I can't jump, I'll pee myself, so I just squeeze my legs. I have to hold my boobs as well and jump like that for that bit, but it's really good fun because there's some good music on it as well, and you can get into it, and I don't feel like, well, it is a workout because at the end of it I'm knackered, but it doesn't feel like a chore. It feels more
You've got
fun.
to choose things that you enjoy doing. That's why I'm doing the belly and the yoga. You've got to do things. We've started doing Sunday walks again as well. We've been out like wrapped up like Eskimos out for a walk, but
I want to get back into the habit of morning walks, like getting up and having a brisk walk around the block just to get that fresh air in the morning to get moving. But for so long I've just been
I wish I had people close to me that I could, like a buddy to do stuff with, because I'm better if someone's going to get me out of bed.
Got an accountability buddy.
I'm better like that.
I think that's what Badger's good for, because I don't think if I had a dog I'd just be like, I'm not bothered today. But
you do it for them, don't you?
You do it for them, otherwise he's wild. But we did a 2-mile walk yesterday. He's 13 now, so he's getting on. We did a 2-mile walk, and then we was coming like a few streets away from home, and we were both like, and I kept going, it's breakfast, Badger, and he'd go, 2 steps, like excited, and then remember he was tired and go, and then he slept all day and not moved at all. I know. But That's good.
So I'd like to hear from our viewers as well.
What do you think?
What are you up to?
Yeah, what do you do?
What are you dreaming about? What are you planning for the year?
How are you starting the year?
Yeah, how are you starting the year? So I think my sort of theme is cleansing. And by that I want to categorize and sort. I've got so many files of things also on the computer. Things, images and things. I'm just trying to sort of make everything accessible and easy.
Simplifying.
Yeah.
Really simplifying.
I think that's definitely a key word for this year, simplifying.
Yeah.
I think now full moon's past, I'm like, let's start to move things on. So,
I'm going to try and get rid of something each day. So whether that's throw it in the bin, put it in a bag for the charity shop, or put it on a pile for selling. I'm just even if it's just one thing a day, it's trying to get it moved. Because my clothes, I've got tons of clothes, and I wear them. I don't know what you're like, but I have a chair and I just chuck them on a chair, and then it gets this massive pile, and then I go, oh my God, it's hideous. Then I have to tidy it all up and stuff. But a lot of the stuff, I'll put it on and I'll be like, oh, this is itchy. And after 10 minutes, I take it off. Why don't I just get rid of it? Why do I then put it back? But all my nice dresses go in a separate wardrobe. So when I've washed them, they go straight on a hanger when they're dry. Straight on the hanger into that wardrobe. And I do that religiously because they've got a place. But my chair pile has not got a place because it's random what it does. I could put it in the wardrobe, but what I mean is it doesn't, in my head, it doesn't belong anywhere.
So my cupboard is colour coded, white on the left, all the way to black on the right. I've colour coded my clothes. And I had a bit of a sort out as well, where I got rid of anything that didn't fit. If it didn't fit, it didn't go back in. And basically, if I didn't feel good in it, I took it out as well. I had some tops that I really liked the fabric, but the top cut of the neck wasn't flattering. I've literally got rid of. I had all skinny jeans, because that was a thing. They've never suited me. Got rid of all my skinny jeans. Okay, they are on a pile because I have a denim project that I'm busy doing. But all Paul's jeans and all my jeans are all on a pile because I am cutting out diamonds, and then I'm going to sew all the diamonds together, and then I've got an idea for a skirt made out of diamonds of depth. You know, So, and literally bought 2 pairs of jeans to replace it. Those 2 pairs.
Yeah, they're nice, them ones.
Yeah. And I've been wearing jeans all the time, whereas before I wouldn't wear jeans because it just felt too tight.
Yeah. You've got to have a bit of
So
stretch.
now I'm really happy with it. But I've got everything in colour,
That's
and
a
that
great
helps
idea.
me when I wake up in the morning. What am I going to wear?
And you know where it goes to put it back.
And it's got a hanger, and so when
Yeah.
you take it off, there's an empty hanger there, so you know where to put it back.
That's a really good.
I do need to get some more hangers because I have things
got
doubled up and I
tons.
can't get to them.
Same.
But I have been doing the going through and like, do I love this? Do I feel good in it? Does it look good? And then if the answer's no, it's been a quick. So I've got through the easy ones. It's now the difficult ones, the ones that I love the fabric. And I think it's really pretty, but does it suit me? Probably not, but I love it anyway because it's like, you know, I'm thinking of that dress I wore to Samhain year before last, and you were like, oh, I really want that, and I sent you it on Vinted, and I was like, it's so pretty, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's probably not the best look for me, really.
You can pass it my way.
She's got a hanger ready.
Yeah, so it's little things like that that I'm like, I love it. Would I do something else with it? If I tweaked it in a little bit, would it be
That's also a thing that I do. Oh, I could take it apart at those seams and then make it into something else. But are you going to do it?
I even took it to a seamstress and thought I can outsource this job and then get it done properly. And it was going to be too much money. And I thought, but what if they don't do it right? I'd rather do it myself. And if I mess it up, that's fine. That's my bad. But I know if I can pull it off, then it will be what I want. So, yeah.
Yeah, this
So
is the
those are
trouble
the difficult
though. I
things
think
to
when
let
you're
go of.
creative and you
Yeah.
can make stuff, you look
It's
at
much more
somewhere and you're
difficult.
like, oh, I could turn that into whatever it is, and then you keep it, and
Paint it,
Yeah.
decoupage it,
but
whatever.
you don't. When do you do it? I don't have time to do it. Like, it's
I want to
ridiculous.
I get through
Yeah.
things
Never have
a little bit at a time,
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like-
crackers.
I think somebody had posted on Facebook procrastination,
Yeah.
and I think we need a word for this craft
So-
hoarding for the future events. Ooh.
just as a laugh, I had this in my cupboard for ages. I'd kept this piece of wood. I'd had them in the cupboard for over a
That's
year,
really pretty.
and then I decided to do that. Now I've just got to add one more crystal in. But
It's nice.
eventually I do get to things.
Yeah, that's nice.
Eventually I get to things, but
You see, I don't, Cindy.
see, that
I think
stick,
I'm
that
gonna.
stick I had for probably 3 years before I got to making the besom.
Yeah, I just don't
Yeah.
get round to it. I think I'm gonna, and then
I get
don't.
round to things, but really slowly.
I have things just spread all over the place, so it's rare I would have all of the things in one place. So I go, I'm going to do that today. Right, where's the thing that goes with it? And then spend all day looking for that thing, and then find a load of other things like, ooh, look at this, and ooh. And then before you know, what was I doing?
Yeah.
So Paul is taking my spare room, and where my current desk and altar are, he is creating, so he's building the desk in, and then he's creating a sort of a altar with a cupboard underneath,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's taking shelving all the way to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm gonna cough.
So that's gonna.
Sorry,
I'm
got a tickle.
going to be able to put things all up on that wall. So all my. I've got little glasses with paintbrushes in them. Everything's going to go up. And on the other side, he's doing another one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Another desk, and
Proper
that'll be my
storage.
desk for editing and laptop
Yeah.
work and videoing and things. With the same thing.
good. That's good.
Just all shelves, all up. And then we've got the fold-away bed coming, the Murphy bed.
Mm.
And
I
so
think
I've got
it's
space
good,
for
isn't it?
yoga.
Yeah, it's good you've got a spare room, isn't it? I think that's why I feel so overwhelmed with stuff at home, because everything's in the
Because
living.
ideally you need an extra room
Yeah.
for your creative stuff
Yeah,
to go in.
yeah,
Totally.
and it's not. It's just everything's in everywhere.
Mm.
And the rooms are weird, aren't they? They're small and not. They're like, yeah.
Cozy.
So they might be cosy, but they're just full of stuff. And then I've got to keep moving stuff to do something. So
Frustrating.
yeah.
I know, that's why I got my caravan, and it's just become a spare room of storage.
Oh my God. Well, maybe that
Much
could
to
be
my
your first
disappointment.
thing. You could do 10 minutes a day of the caravan decluttering.
Well, it's going to have to be moved, so the plan is everything comes out of it, and things that don't belong in there are not damn well going back in there. That is the plan.
Why don't you get a
There's a lot of
skipatia
fabric in there. No.
and put a blindfold
No,
on
no.
and just reach in,
Oh, I couldn't.
chuck it in the
No, no, because I'd be like, oh, no.
skip? Well, you wouldn't see it if you had a blindfold on.
It wouldn't
No.
work for me either. I can't just skip things.
Oh,
I
'cause
find it too difficult.
I drive
It
past
has
skips
to
and
be
that. It's like-
recycled, upcycled,
Yeah.
donated.
Yeah. And I've got
Can't
stuff
skip
in there,
things.
to be fair, that just needs to move on. So I've got like the cot. One of the cot, it was immaculate condition. I looked after it really well, but now it's got a little bit of mildew on the baseboard, so I can't really in good conscience pass that on
Yeah.
to somebody, even though I did clean it and I did use it again. But It was only a little bit on the underside of like the bottom board, so there was like a separation thing. But I wouldn't feel right passing that on. And then, but I have also seen projects where they've used like the side rail to like hang up like this and dangle, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should keep hold of it for that reason.
Oh,
no, I need to let it go.
Yeah.
Because if you need it, you'll come by it again.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, isn't it? I think I keep things because I think I'm not going to have money in the future to buy that thing again.
Exactly.
But you will, because
or I don't want to spend the money buying that thing again when I've already got rid of it, because that would be annoying.
Yeah. But I know this mentor lady told me once, she said she set me a challenge to go through my underwear drawer, and at the time I had a big bedding box, and she'd go through it, anything with a hole in, goes in the bin. Anything that doesn't fit you, it goes in the charity. And it, just go through everything at all. And I was like, and it took me 4 weeks to do it, and I did, and there was nothing hardly left in the drawer, nothing in the bedding box. And then after that, when I got rid of the things, really good opportunities came in. So I think on an energetic level,
it does definitely
you're
work.
Clearing space, aren't you, to make way.
Yeah. Well, you say that, isn't it? When you're releasing things, you're letting go, but call things in as well. Then you've got something intentional to bring that in.
Yeah.
So I do think about that a lot. But I like your idea, because I've started doing that with socks, because I've always got loads of odd socks, which is fine. I'll wear odd socks, but when they've got a hole in, I'm like, do you know what? It doesn't go back in the drawer. I've got a bag on the back of the door. It goes in. But then I'm like, what do I do with those socks? But the worst thing, holy socks, yeah, maybe. But when there's so many of them, I think they need to be recycled. So I'm like googling how to recycle socks,
Sock
but
monsters.
it's when the kids' socks that they've grown out of, they're a little bit worn, but they've got plenty of life left in them. I'm like, oh, all these little tiny, really cute socks. What am I going to do with them? I am. It's going in the recycling.
Have you got an open fire?
No.
I think it's easy when you've got an open fire. You can just chuck stuff in, can't you? Yeah.
I incinerate so much.
So much easier.
It's just so liberating.
Yeah, and it's not going to landfill then either.
It's not going to
Exactly.
And then literally it'll be full to the top. I'll light the fire. I'll spend some time outdoors, which is nice anyway, with the fire. My neighbours don't like it too much if it's a bit smoky. But I try and do it like after hours when all the windows and doors are closed. And it goes down to that much ash, and it goes into the compost.
Yeah, it's a win-win, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
Incinerators are $14.99. What are your tips for clearing and decluttering? I know I use the
Incinerators $14.99. Like you're going to sell them $14.99.
I'm just saying, it's money wisely spent. Have you got one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you got an incinerator?
Well, it's like one of those bins with the holes in the side.
That's what I mean.
But you still don't burn your bloody old
Oh,
socks?
I've got it there. Well, no, I don't burn the socks.
Oh my God.
I do have like receipts and old paperwork, so rather than the shredder, I just like put it in a bag, and then that's going to be, and like even pizza, when we used to get takeaway pizzas, I would, because you can't recycle the cardboard from pizza boxes, they make really good firelighters because they're a bit greasy, so I tear them up straight away and put them in a, and like scrumple, so I'll use them as fire starters. So
best fire starters are dried tea bags. Just dried tea bags in a jar, and then you just put some like spirit in the jar, shake them up. The dried tea bag then absorbs it. That's how we make our fire
Pine
starters.
cones as well. Pine cones are good. And all alder seed, nut things, whatever they are, that fall off the tree, they burn like mad, they do.
We discovered dried orange peel over Christmas.
Oh yeah,
When you pop it on the fire, because we were like putting them on top of the wood burner to like the maroon smell of orange, didn't really work, but never mind. But then we put it in the fire. I was like, wow! So we're saving all the orange peels then, like purposely just to burn them because of that bright.
Yeah.
That was really good.
It's good. What was you gonna say?
I'm sorry.
The book that I found most useful for decluttering is Marie Kondo's.
Yes.
She's good, isn't she?
We liked her programmes, we watched it, and even my son got really into it. I think he was only about 6 at the time, and he on his own Marie Kondo'd his drawers. He folded everything and like put it all lined up, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Doesn't do it now.
Tom still does
all
it
mixed
since
in,
we
but-
watched it. He does it with all his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I started to do it and then I just chucked it all in. It doesn't make a difference
It does
though.
make-
It's
it does.
nice.
I do it with my tea towels. I still do that now.
Do
So
you?
everything like, so you just grab out one rather than having piles and piles of them. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It makes a difference.
It does. I wish you could just do it Mary Poppins style though, to start again. Do you know what I mean? Like a refresh.
Literally, I love Stacey Solomon.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Get
I
everything
love
out
that.
of the house.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
Only put back what you need.
You need to apply for that, Aisha.
I have actually gone on a few times and like
Oh,
started
do
and gone,
it, do
but
it.
it's like the public humiliation of that. It's like, oh, but I've also priced up what it would be to do it myself, like to get a removals company, to get a warehouse, to then put it in and like have the warehouse for a couple of weeks. There's no way I'd do it in 7 days, but just I love watching that programme, and
It's
I
amazing.
imagine what that would feel like to
Yeah.
be in that home where you're like, do you know what, I don't have to do the housework because things are tidy and or things have a place. Let's go out, let's do something fun, let's do that craft project, and then it can go back in the lovely place that's been created with a label.
The trouble
I
is
imagine
though,
what that would
if
feel
you did
like.
it on
I
your
love
own,
it.
you wouldn't do it like that, would you?
No.
Because you just end up bringing junk back, and then you've got nowhere. At least on that programme, they do their houses up, don't they? Build
I
storage,
know,
paint
that's the
it,
thing.
get on the show.
Everything's
Yeah.
got to have a place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, go on,
everything's
Aisha,
gotta
do it, do
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I keep going like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have? And Stacey's just lovely,
Yeah,
isn't
she
she?
is.
She's just such a sweetheart.
Yeah,
I love the whole
she
team.
is.
I'm like, I could be friends with them.
We should we'll nominate her.
She's like, yeah, this
Yeah,
crazy
everyone.
lady.
Yeah. Nominate
God.
Aisha.
But it'd
I
be
don't watch
interesting
it.
to hear from everyone else what tips you've got for tidying up, decluttering,
Yeah.
cleansing your space, besides your usual things. So, like this morning, I sprinkled salt, white Himalayan salt outside the shop door. I just thought it just felt like it needed freshening up, and lighting incense and Palo Santo, the selenite lamps coming on and salt lamps on. What are things that you do? Nice and interesting to hear.
I like washing down the front door. I make like a potion.
I make peppermint
It's-
tea.
Dear, I do
for the front door.
rosemary, cinnamon, bay, and I stir it all, and it reminds me of being a little girl in the garden making potions,
Oh.
and then I clean all the door with it. Yeah, I like doing that. And freshening up the porch and stuff, saging it, and with sage, it's like I would tell myself, it's not endangered. And yeah, just shifting things. I feel like I need to shift things again now.
I'm wanting to change in here somehow.
I used to
I
do
don't
that
know.
regularly, just like moving furniture and then
Yeah.
deep cleaning behind it, like skirting boards and vacuuming everything and just getting everything out. But it's got to the point where I can't move stuff anymore at the minute. Because it's just, I've got bags piled up in the hallway ready to go, but then I've forgotten what's in those bags, so I need to go through them
No,
again.
don't look in them.
Well, I
you'll
did go
bring
through
stuff
one and there was
in.
£20 in there.
Oh.
Like, I was like, how the heck did that get in there? I was like, so I cannot get rid of
Oh,
any bags now
no.
without going through them all. So yeah, I've got all the bags to sort out. But I'm getting there. It's just they're taking up space. So once I've cleared those, then I've got room to move stuff out
Yeah.
to take up that spot to get out the door. And I've actually put things in my car, but I have been driving around with a doll's house in the back of my car for a week now.
Wouldn't it be good
'Cause
if
I
there
haven't
was
been
a
to a charity
service where a van comes to your house to collect your charity stuff?
That would
Because
be
I do
nice.
the
Don't the
same as
Salvation
you.
Army do that?
Oh, I don't
do
know.
Do they?
collections.
Do
I
they?
think the Salvation Army does collections.
But that takes an extra level of, because
Oh.
then I've got to have it somewhere in my house while I negotiate when they can come round and things like that. So what I've been doing is putting it in the car with the intention of then taking it to a charity shop. It's just I haven't been to the charity shop I want to take it to yet. Because I
There's
want to
too
make
many
sure.
steps though, isn't there?
Yeah,
That's
there
what
is.
I find.
Mhm.
And if you could just ring up, dial a charity van. It's
Yeah.
ready, collect it now before I go back through it all.
Yeah.
And they
I know they do those bags that you just put at the end of your drive and things like that, but yeah.
I don't get those
I haven't
anymore.
seen them
No,
for
I
a long
haven't
time,
either.
actually.
No, I haven't had them through the door in quite some time.
Yeah, I haven't.
But I've got so many like clothes, all the kids' clothes they need. I've gone through some of them and I've sorted and I've got them in like size order and I'm thinking, crikey, what 12 to 18 month old needs that many pairs of jeans? Boys and girls. So yeah, but I just want them to go to somewhere that they use, but then it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
As long as it goes to recycling or something. So
Wolfwood and a couple of other charities that I know of take, even if it's not good quality clothing, they then sell it all on by the kilo of fabric.
Oh, to the rag people,
so they still
We still
make money on that.
Yeah.
So as long as you specify what's for what.
Yeah.
They
I've read that on the recycling that as long as you say that it's rags, then they don't have to spend time going through it. So that was a good little top tip.
It's nice doing it to local charity shops as well, innit, rather than these
Little
big ones. Because on that dumpster diving programme, he went to a couple of the big ones, and in the skips they'd like smashed up DVDs, CDs. There was all sorts of stuff in there.
Oh, it's just
and it's just like people have donated that to you out of the goodness of their heart, and now you're just putting it in the bin. So I think the little local ones are better, aren't they? Now the trouble is, when you take your stuff in there, you spot other stuff that you want to take back out again.
That is I have to go. No.
I just run in.
Oh, look at this hat. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be like.
I'm always looking for containers for candles. So we've had our tea. We now need a wee. So blessed be.
I like that one.